So referring to what you mentioned earlier, okay, the batteries, they all look the same. They're all boxes and they have lithium. There is, first of all, different type of batteries and good brands versus unknown brands. But also, it's not like a fridge you order online and it gets plugged in and it all works fine for the next 10 years. You might have some, warranty claim, but
Or even a Wi-Fi
it
reconnect.
doesn't require a complex electrical installation. It doesn't require skilled technician, like solar batteries, and they are installed on people's main asset, and they're supposed to be there for the next 10, 15, 25 years. So, there's that education piece to customers that's so important, because if something goes wrong, it can go really wrong.
That's true. That's true. And this comes back to that quality processing, or sorry, getting the ideal installers. So training and making sure that you've got. So just going back to your installer, you've got
Yep.
in-house installers,
Yep.
and you've got so you've got a ratio.
We have a
of in-house-
hybrid model.
Yeah. Yeah.
As we serve Sydney Metro, then we have Newcastle, Central Coast, Wollongong, ACT, and Victoria.
Wow.
And considering all the regions, we basically engage with installation partners that were, in different areas remotely. And it's so important to have a mix of both, even in Sydney now, because hiring new electrician is almost impossible. So if you want to scale, when you have, triple the amount of sales, then you need to have installation partners that you can rely on, that can take on the extra load.
I agree with you, because we're about at 80, or we've got 80% in-house and we've got 20% subcontractors, and it does help, because if you build a good reputation, then customers do want your product, and if you're prepared to still back it and back the staff, it doesn't matter whether they're in-house or subcontractor. If you've got good quality processes there to govern it, and us, as I know what, in terms of PSW Energy and Perth Solar Warehouse, my organisation, if we have a subcontractor job and the customer will always deal with us after the point of installation and all those sort of things. So they still get the same service, and we still have to vet the contractors that come through. So the battery package is a PSW package, and yours would be a smart energy package. And it's not necessarily like a SIG energy package that you're buying and comparing across the market, because you've got nuances in your business that is actually very different to another provider. And especially it could be aftercare, and it could be how you handle warranty claims, even website support that other businesses just wouldn't offer, so that your downtime, if there was to be any, is minimised.
100%, Derek. It's ultimately, Smart Energy Answers is responsible for that customer.
Yeah.
So it is our responsibility to choose our installers in the right way, and as you mentioned, vetting them correctly, because with these rebates, there's been a lot of people without industry experience that just got their SAA certifications like that in 3 days, and started to install batteries without any experience, right? And you can be an electrician, but being an experienced solar and battery electrician is a different thing. And we've seen a lot of people trying and then going back to electrical because it was too hard. The customer expectations when they install a SIG Energy or a Tesla premium solution by Smart Energy Answers is, there's high expectations, and they want the systems to work from day one. They want the system to produce what we forecast in terms of energy, and ultimately translate in savings for them, right?
Well, this is it. This is one of my biggest concerns, is that some people have gone out and got a great deal on a battery, or it feels like a great deal. But then once let's say if it's a small operator, and there's nothing wrong with small operators as long as they've got the right processes in place and a level of aftercare that is factored into the project. Now, what happens in 2-3 years' time, all of these calls start coming back for aftercare. It could just be something simple like a Wi-Fi reconnect or this and that. But the market has dropped off. They're forced to go and reach out for cash flow and might turn back to solutions like subcontracting or either way, the return inbound inquiry gets stronger and stronger and stronger, and it becomes, you almost start drowning in it unless you've got the right processes in place. And sometimes it becomes easier to just put the phone down, close the business, and in WA they go have the opportunity to go and work up in the mines, which is quite lucrative.
Or reopening with a different ABN and different business name.
So we
right?
don't. Yeah, we
That's
don't
a very
like
common practice.
It is,
in this
isn't
industry.
it? But they never learn their lesson, do they? Now, just go away from the installer component. I would love to hear your take on your battery selection, because batteries are the hot topic at the moment, aren't
Yes,
they?
yes.
And there is. From what I'm seeing, there's a whole heap of batteries that I don't even know their names of, and I'm quite well researched. And as we go around, we go to China, we make sure we go to the factories to see how the product is getting made. And there are some factories that I wouldn't. You can walk in and you just yep.
You know
No,
straight away. That's not the product you want.
straight away.
Yes.
So it is. This is. I think that's something that we do as product qualification quite well. And there are other business owners or retailers that do the exact same thing. And I encourage people to get over there and see how products do get made, because it is. China's far away, but the world's a small place these days, and I think they're quite open to having retailers come over and investigate the products for themselves, because even though a product might get promoted as cheap, sometimes it's good as the person that's installing it a lot of the time. So you can have an entry level product and it can still do the job for the next 10 plus years. And so I want to hear what your product range is from. How would you describe it?
Yeah, look,
good, better, best.
Good, better, best. That's right. That's right. No more than 3 products. We tried do more in the past, and it's never worked. So we're not an Aldi or a Bunnings warehouse where customers can come and say, "Oh, I want this panel, and I want this inverter, I want this battery." We take a great amount of care, as you describe, for yourself as well, to select our partners carefully and invest in the relationship. That's key to me, and that's been the most important thing for me as an individual as well in the industry. Building a reputation and invest in relationships with product manufacturers, wholesalers, and all the stakeholders in the industry. So when it comes to selecting a product, obviously having a strong name, strong presence in Australia, and also providing great aftercare support.
That's what you need,
with
right?
the service.
You need it to
That's
be
key,
responsive.
because as you mentioned earlier, the longer you stay in business in this industry, the more service calls will come. And then it doesn't matter that you were the best installer or you hire the best installation partners. Sometimes can be as easy as a Wi-Fi reconnection, as you mentioned, but you want to be there to answer that phone call and then to resolve that problem quickly. That's right? So we've been now we're celebrating 9 years very soon.
Nice work.
And yeah, we have 4 people dedicated to service and support.
That's perfect.
Which is critical. And I must say, even now. Even with a strong team, we've been struggling because of the battery rebate and trying to
just going back
prioritize
to that.
installations.
Sorry, so you've got 4 aftercare support staff for approximately, is it 40 to 50 staff in total? Is that
54 at the moment?
54.
54 staff. And we have about nearly 8,000 customers over the last 9
so
years.
So that gives you an idea of the ratio that's required to be able to support. So around about, is that 10% or so?
Yeah, roughly 10%, correct.
So
Correct.
it is important to invest in that aftercare department because one person can't do it all, especially as you start scaling up. And does that translate to around about 10 installs a day that you're doing? Or
Yeah, we're doing anything between 35 and 50 a week
yeah,
at the
right.
moment.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah, and it's a funny number because it doesn't really truly reflect the output because you've got such a variance in battery stacks, and before we could just measure it by kilowatts, right?
Correct. Correct.
And now it's
Yeah.
a combination of kilowatts and kilowatt hours, and it could be a massive solar array or it could be a funky house. So it all does get a little bit skewed there. But where were we at before? Because I interrupted you there.
We were talking about the. Gosh, we lost the track. Is it
That's all right.
the
Oh,
installation?
we were on the batteries. That's right.
That's right. The selection,
The
yes.
selection, yes.
Taking care on and investing in the relationship. So, you know that okay, we can get good economies of scale with that particular manufacturer, and we also have the support
So
on the back end.
tell me your battery brands that you've picked.
So we have good, better, best, ESY, Sunhome, Sig Energy, and Tesla. These are 3 brands.
Well, we are aligned on 2/3 of those with Tesla and Sig Energy, and I've gone down the Goodwee route. But I ever since I keep running into you and ESY or Easy Sun Home, it's definitely been on my radar. And it's an all-in-one battery, is that right?
It's all-in-one, and it comes with a single phase, a 3-phase range. So you have
So it's
AC and DC couple options.
Yeah, another one that's forming that new concept of modularity. And what is the modularity of it?
On the single phase, you have 5 kilowatt hours modules.
Perfect.
On the 3-phase, you have 10.
So that'll fit in perfectly to the new battery rebate, which is ideally around about 30 kilowatt hours for.
Yeah, we're seeing the average dropping a little bit over the last couple of months as we're now basically selling into July. We're almost booked out for July. So
with that booking timeline, you would have already been factoring in what a battery system to suit the energy profile rather than maximizing rebate. Would that be your approach?
that's always been our approach, to be honest, Eric.
I'm glad you said that because that's my approach.
There is 2 components that push that a little bit higher, and one is the customer's greed. What we found is a lot of customers seeing how generous the rebate is. They wanted to maximize and future-proof themselves. Okay. We call it great, but really it's about future-proofing because most people, especially now with the war and in the fuel crisis, are thinking about an EV. And obviously, household with an EV will cause a huge spike in that bill, right?
Yep.
But also, our consultants have been, really good in tailoring a solution for our customers and advising a little bit more rather than a little bit less.
So, in relation to that, then, as a guide, you'd look at an energy profile that someone's got, average consumption per day, and then you would, I guess, factor in around about 10-20% more, depending on where they might be leaning. Everyone's unique, right? But we know, it's just happening. It's just you don't really have a choice in terms of look. I like internal combustion engines too. Okay, one of my dream cars was always a V8 Ute. Now, and I got one before they stopped making them, and I just garage it. But my other car is an EV. But I can tell you right now, there's a lot of my mates. They're like, "Oh no, I'll never get an EV." Well, you don't really have a choice because it's not what they're making around the world. Well, if you go to China, how many EVs are everywhere, right?
One of the things I was astonished by when I was in Shanghai the first time, and now even more, it's these green plates. They are, pretty much 90% of the plates, right? So green plate means EV in China. And apparently last time I was talking to a taxi driver who astonishingly could speak a good English, and he said, if you give up a blue plate, which is basically, a plate for a normal, not an EV car, then you can't get it back.
Yeah.
Or you have to pay a huge fee to get
And I think there
plate
is
back,
also
yeah?
something
So-
in some cities where they can only drive certain days of the week. In like,
Correct.
I don't know
Correct.
that distinctly, but I think that's what I heard.
Yeah.
Please support the channel by liking the video, hit that subscribe button and ring the bell, and check out all our other videos. Want more energy answered? Visit yourenergyanswers.com for quality energy products, tools and calculators, and find your quality local installers. You're still here? I'll see you next time. Bye.